Hello and welcome to my presentation about Hikikomori, a social phenomenon. So, what is Hikikomori? Hikikomori by definition means acute social withdrawal, and in Japan it means abnormal avoidance of social contact. So what is Hikikomori exactly? Hikikomori is a social phenomenon which refers to someone who might be quote-unquote socially withdrawn within society, and that these people are also socially disengaged from society to a point that they refuse to interact with society. It is also a term used to refer to both the social phenomenon and the person suffering from it. Hikikomori originated from Japan. One of the earliest cases of hikikomori was said to have appeared in Japan during the early 90s, and Japan remains one of the few countries with the highest number of hikikomoris until this day, reaching up to millions of cases of hikikomoris. So, people with hikikomori in Japan share similar patterns and behaviors in which they would refuse to socialize with the outside world, aka society, and would rather stay indoors in the comfort of their own homes, usually with their parents. And in Japan specifically, these people are usually heavily invested in media such as anime and manga and show heavy signs of addiction to the internet. So, what causes a person to become a hikikomori? So, according to researchers, there are many prominent factors as to how a person could be driven to a state of being quote unquote socially withdrawn, to the point of detaching themselves from society and being socially disengaged with society, which also causes them to refuse to socialize with society, aka also known as becoming a hikikomori. So, a few causes of the hikikomori include Japan's ideal culture, mental illnesses such as anxiety, social anxiety, and depression, strong pressures of uniformity in Japanese society, strong pressures caused by the education system, difficulties of communication between families such as parents and child, family problems basically, and also difficulties in expressing failure, guilt, or shame. So, in Japan's culture, Japan's communication style is heavily influenced by cultural feature of which its basis is based on cultural values, social norms, and a hierarchical society of which Hofstede has labeled as a quote-unquote collective culture. In Japanese culture specifically, there is a clear issue of people having difficulties within this society to express failure, shame, and guilt in an acceptable manner. Uh, Japanese societies and its culture emphasizes the importance of family relationships and family in general. Maintaining a healthy and thriving family is one of the most important and valued cultural elements in Japan. It is also important in Japanese culture that every young adult, especially the male population, to have a job and work after completing their studies in college or university. It is society's expectation that the male population of young adults in Japan to live a stable and productive work life right after graduating. Every society has a non-material culture which consists of the totality of knowledge, beliefs, values, and rules of appropriate behavior. The non-material culture is structured by such institutions as the family, religion, education, economy, and government. So, the non-material culture in this context will be the hikikomori's belief that family are much more important than associating with themselves with society and contribute to it. They also believe that the internet and consumed media such as anime and manga are much more significant than finding a job. So, hikikomori as a subculture. A subculture is a segment of society that shows a distinctive pattern of customs, rules, and traditions that differs from the pattern of the larger society. In a sense, a subculture can be thought of as a culture existing within a larger dominant culture. In this case, hikikomoris are subcultures that exist within Japan's culture in the sense that hikikomoris go against the cultural norm of college graduates acquiring a job or high school graduates acquiring a job or high school graduates continuing their studies since they refuse to not only do any of both but to disengage and isolate themselves from society completely. Basically, they go against the norm of the main culture in Japan. So that is all for my presentation. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate it.